Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us. This is News Channel Nebraska. My name's Eric McKay. Let's take a look at our top headlines today. Beginning on Capitol Hill, where President Donald Trump spent Thursday embroiled in a social media conflict with Elon Musk. So what does this all mean, especially as it relates to the yet-to-be-passed budget bill? Amy Kiley has more.
Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if it went well anymore.
Observers say a feud between President Donald Trump and Elon Musk could have consequences for them both. Musk says he doesn't like what Trump calls his big, beautiful bill. Nonpartisan analysis shows it could add $2.4 trillion to the deficit over the next decade. Musk argues that would defeat all the cost savings achieved by Doge.
This is really interesting to see if it will sort of get others to sort of push back at Trump, because if this guy does it, maybe we can do it.
Some fiscal hawks sound fine with the bill dying or changing in the Senate.
I think that patient is on life support.
It's easy to be the parent that says, we're going to go to Disney World. It's hard to be the parent that says, yeah, but we can't afford it.
A repost from Musk about making peace follows his poll about making a new political party.
This is someone who has some means and methods to do something about it.
The feud is hurting Musk, too. The Bloomberg Billionaires Index says his net wealth took a $34 billion hit yesterday, and Tesla's stock fell about 14%. And Trump has the ability to threaten Musk's government contracts.
Trump, of course, can attack him all manner of ways, through the Justice Department, through investigations, impugning him.
Amy Kiley reporting, News Channel Nebraska.
Maintain, nourish, and support your health by visiting our Good Health, Good Life shopping tab. You'll find select multivitamins, probiotics, and more, designed for you. Make the good life even better and promote your health in 2025.
Closer to home, a woman and her child are recovering from injuries after a crash Thursday. It happened about 5:45 Thursday evening in Stanton. Sheriff's officials say a van driven by 44-year-old Carrie Gladden left the road and struck a power pole. Authorities say Gladden and a 5-year-old child in the vehicle were both hospitalized with head injuries. Both are expected to survive. Gladden was cited for not having a valid driver's license and a child restraint violation. Sheriff's officials say it's unclear why the van left the road. The vehicle was totaled. A noticeably wet spring, that's good news for a number of lakes and wetlands in southeast Nebraska, but experts say more water is still needed. Jake Bartecki has more.
While most areas of southeast Nebraska have had noticeable precipitation over the last few weeks, trouble still looms for the region's lakes and reservoirs.
You know how it is in Nebraska. Sometimes it just seems like you can't catch a rain. And some areas have caught more rain than others, but overall, statewide, we're still, running below normal.
And it's been that way for the better part of 5 years. Daryl Bauer of Game and Parks Fisheries says recent rains have helped as waterways are needing about anything they can get. Over the winter, snowfall helped areas of southeast Nebraska as well, but a long-term problem often requires a long-term solution.
It all helps. It all adds up. You bet. The snow, and I think snowpack helps a lot because you get that melt in the spring and you get some early spring runoff then. So it all helps, but just long-term, we've just been below normal for a period of about 5 years.
Now, while the water levels here at Bertrand Lake in Pawnee County in southeast Nebraska aren't blinking red light low, the same can't be said for other lakes in the region, particularly some of those south of Lincoln. And when there's no water, well, there's no fish.
So there's absolutely some risk, even if we still have water. If it's low going into the winter, then we have a higher risk of winter kill. And just overall, less water means we're going to have less fish.
Some of the areas fitting that description include Claytonia Reservoir, Hedgefield Reservoir, Olive Creek Lake, and Merganser Lake. While the low water levels can be harmful to fish, it can aid birds and other predators in finding prey as the water level recedes.
These reservoirs are still pretty good wetland habitat, even if the water's low. So it's not like there's no value to them. There's some incredible value to them yet, and the birds are still using them. Still some fish too, but we'd have more fish if we had more water.
In Pawnee County, Jake Bartecki, News Channel Nebraska.
After a decades-old, mostly abandoned building near downtown Fairbury partially collapsed over the weekend, personnel have been working to expedite the typically slow demolition process to minimize further damage. As Tim Hackett shows us, that process is already nearly complete.
Decades ago, this building used to be a car dealership. But next week, if all goes according to plan, this building will be no more. Around 5 p.m. on Saturday, part of the back of this decades-old building on E Street near downtown Fairbury caved in. No one was hurt, but it was quickly clear that action needed to be taken to prevent the situation from potentially getting more dangerous.
And the weight of the roof and everything, it just finally decided to let loose. And when the roof came down, it pushed them walls out, and we had debris clear up to the Chinese restaurant almost.
By Sunday afternoon, the city set up gates around the property and closed off traffic through E Street, rerouting parking for the Chinese restaurant next door. By Monday, the building was officially condemned. The owner was notified of the urgent status of the operation, and materials and other valuables were salvaged and removed from the initial rubble. On Wednesday morning, department heads from across the city met to plan the next steps. By Wednesday at noon, crews from inside the city staff and beyond were on site working to disconnect the gas and water lines. And by Thursday afternoon, less than 5 days after the initial incident, workers had begun excavating and removing some of the building's foundational materials, with eyes on starting to take down the walls next, all part of a concerted effort to expedite an unusual condemnation process where efficiency is essential.
A typical condemnation and demolition could be just a couple months up to a year or more, just situational of what's going on. This is one of those things where, yeah, it needs to happen right now.
No, we're going to take all the precautions we can and least amount of damage for everybody and go from there. We're hoping it'll be on the ground. Maybe it won't all be hauled off, but it will be in a pile to where it's not a danger of falling anymore,
Thanks to the progress already made to this point in the operation, city officials tell me the official demolition process will begin shortly, perhaps even as soon as the start of next week. In Fairbury, Tim Hackett, News Channel, Nebraska.
An annual blood drive making its way through central Nebraska, continuing to get donations from the public while holding a friendly competition between first responders. It's the Battle of the Badges blood drive making its final Tri-City stop in Hastings Thursday. Drives were also held in Kearney and Grand Island earlier this week. The event gives donors a chance to donate a unit of blood toward Hastings Police or Hastings Fire and Rescue. The Battle of the Badges in the Tri-Cities put on by the Grand Island Red Cross. While the drive mainly about valuable blood donations, members of the Fire and Police Department say they do look forward to poking fun at one another during the friendly rivalry each year.
The relationship that we have with the police department it's great. The fact that we can have that inner friendly rivalry, it just makes all the difference in the world.
Travis and I are having a lot of fun going back and forth with each other. The first responders and the second responders, the first responders are hopefully getting more of the votes today.
Red Cross officials say they're still tallying up the final results from the entire Tri-Cities Battle of the Badges, but over 100 people signed up to give blood during the 6-hour span in Hastings on Thursday. Well, it was lights, camera, hometown action at the movie theater in Gordon this week. A real-life stuntman returned to his roots for a special screening of the film he helped bring to life. Casey Wannenberg takes us to the red carpet in rural Nebraska.
The popcorn is rolling, the candy is cued.
We're excited for tonight.
And the marquee announces the night's big event, just like any other movie.
BRUIN.
But this showing comes with a plot twist, especially for a small town like Gordon, Nebraska.
The community is just in an uproar about it, so we're really looking forward to tonight.
The movie, The Last Rodeo, features a stunt performer who got his start not on a Hollywood set, but right here in the Sandhills.
No, I never did cross my mind that I might be a stuntman in a movie or anything.
Meet Connor Helverson.
Yeah.
The 23-year-old grew up in Gordon and is now a professional bull rider and Hollywood stunt double.
The opportunity just arose, and I thought it was pretty cool opportunity to take advantage of.
Helverson returned to his hometown for this showing signing autographs and catching up with familiar faces.
What group are you with now?
Missouri Thunder.
Who knew him long before the credits started rolling.
It's kind of crazy, I don't really look at myself anybody different, just another kid that grew up in Gordon, just doing what he loves, and it's pretty cool being able to come back and see all the support that everybody gives.
Thank you.
That homegrown star power may just be the box office boost this small town cinema needs.
We're struggling a little and have been since COVID, but we're working hard to keep it open and to keep going, and tonight will help that immensely.
A theater that's anticipating popping a little extra corn this week. In Gordon, Casey Wannenberg, News Channel, Nebraska.
What does your brother think of all of this and your sister?
And Friday is the 81st anniversary of the D-Day invasion, often referred to as the beginning of the end of World War II. June 6th, 1944, tens of thousands of Allied troops from the U.S., UK, France, and Canada stormed the beaches of Normandy in Nazi-occupied France. Some 2,500 American troops died in the beach assault and airborne operations on D-Day. However, the successful land, air, and sea operation was a turning point in the war, and D-Day ultimately led to the liberation of Western Europe from Germany less than a year later. There are some major Nebraska ties to the day. It's widely believed Omaha Beach got its name because of two privates from Omaha who served under General Omar Bradley. Also, the Higgins boats used on D-Day, designed by Andrew Jackson Higgins of Columbus. And you can stay up to date with the very latest by following us online. Head to newschannelnebraska.com, click on the news tab there. You can also follow us on X, like us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend. This is News Channel Nebraska.